This video is sponsored by MSI, and specifically their Apache Pro range of gaming laptops. Gaming laptops, so they can be a bit of a mixed bag. They can be cheap and not true gaming laptops, or they can be over the top expensive with crazy specs. But MSI have sent me something which they think is just right, so let's take a look. Alright, let's take a look then. So, I'm assuming that this is going to be the outer box. And actually, let me say first, I've had this for a week and I've been waiting to do this video to open it. So I've been really patient, and I hope you guys appreciate that, because you've got no idea how badly I wanted to get into this and start having a bit of a play around. So let's take a bit of a look what's inside. Yeah, okay, so there's another box inside. Alright, so the MSI GE62VR Apache Pro. Alright, so this comes in a pretty nice box. It's pretty heavy too. So there's a bunch of, I guess, nomenclature all over the back there, but let's just get into it and see what it's all about. So we've got obviously a laptop on top. We'll come back to that in just a second. Now we've got some other boxes here. We've got just some, I guess, some advertising material and a bunch of booklets, warranty information, advertisements for other MSI stuff. We've got the power brick. So, not a huge power brick, a fairly reasonably thin and hideable brick. So that's nice. In this one, alright, so we've just got the cable in this one. Standard Australian adapter cable, and yeah, that looks like it's about it. So let's put the box away and let's take a look at the laptop then itself. Alright, so straight away it's a lot thinner than I expected. I've had a few gaming laptops in my time and they've all been pretty reasonably chunky, but this feels really thin. So it comes obviously in a really nice little MSI sleeve, which is really classy and looks really neat, and I guess protects it from scratches and whatnot. And then here it is. So we've got, yeah, so it's really neat, really nice, really thin and very clean looking. So let's go ahead and have a closer look at the laptop and I'll give you some more specs. So the laptop has a really clean design with a brushed aluminium top cover featuring the MSI logo as well as the light up Gaming Dragon logo. It's also incredibly low profile, measuring just 29mm high when closed. The I/O panel on the left features a headphone jack, a microphone jack, USB Type-C, two USB 3 ports, a mini display port, HDMI, and of course the LAN port, as well as the Kensington lock. The right side of the laptop features the DVD drive, a USB port, SD card reader, and of course the AC power input. The clean design flows onto the back of the laptop, with the rear just having two large exhaust ports as well as the Apache logo. Underneath, we can see that it has 5 large rubberized feet as well as some large cutouts to help with ventilation. So the keyboard has been designed by SteelSeries for this laptop. It uses a shallow chiclet style keycap which has a really natural feel, natural spacing. It also has custom RGB lighting which is controlled via their SteelSeries Engine 3 software. The trackpad I found to be incredibly responsive, with the left and right click very sharp and tactile, but obviously you're going to want to be using an external mouse for gaming on the laptop. The audio from the laptop was really impressive as well. It features 4 2-watt speakers and a 3-watt woofer, which is more than enough if you're going to use the open air speakers of the laptop, but if you're a headphone user, it also has a built-in headphone amp, so that'll come in handy. The screen itself is a 15.6-inch IPS panel with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, refresh rate of 60 Hz, and it also has an anti-glare coating. There's also a front-facing webcam which is capable of recording 720p at 30 frames per second. So now we've seen it externally, let's just take a look at the internal components before we have a look at the benchmarks. So the CPU is an i7-6700HQ, the graphics card is a GeForce GTX 1060 with 6GB of memory, it has 2 hard drives, one being a 128GB M.2 drive, the second a 1TB regular hard drive, and the memory is 8GB of DDR4.
This is a Chuki Beat production.
Alright, so let's talk about it. So the price of the laptop is $23.99 here in Australia, and I think that's pretty well bang on where it needs to be. I had a look around for other manufacturers' options and other laptops around that price, and I couldn't find anything that had any better specs than this one does. The performance was really impressive. Now, one interesting thing I want to talk about is if I take the average of the averages of the games that I played, I arrive at a figure of 79 frames per second. Now that's interesting because first of all the games were run at 1080p on the highest possible settings. Now the monitor or the screen in this laptop is only a 60 Hz panel. So that tells me that you'd easily be able to run this with an external monitor if you wanted to use it as your main home gaming system as well, not just on the go. So that's really impressive. The only thing that concerned me, and it wasn't a surprise, was the fact that it got warm. And gaming laptops often get warm and have issues with temperatures, but there are some options around that. You could simply get a laptop stand which has a fan included in it. You could repaste it, the CPU and the GPU. I've seen that work wonders for gaming laptops like this. Or you could also just enable the turbo fan mode on the laptop, but it does make it a little bit noisier, but it does cut the temperatures down. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank MSI again for sending the laptop to me for review. I was really impressed. And I also need to give a quick shout out to my brother-in-law, who I let borrow the laptop for a couple of days, and he really put it through its paces and he was impressed. Now he's an avid PC gamer, and if it impressed him, it should impress anybody. Now, as a reward or as a bonus for this video, I'm actually going to be giving away one of the little MSI dragons. So in order to enter the draw for that, what you need to do is like the video and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment in the section below just telling me why you need the dragon and what you liked most about the review. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.